What's going on, everyone? Phil here from Park Life Nerds, and I am an absolute sucker for an Incredible Hulk story. Um, my fandom for the Hulk went back to the 90s cartoon, listening to Rob and Benny break down various comic books over the last few years online. So rather than cover the history of the Incredible Hulk, I'm going to go in and try and remember as many different versions of the Hulk and find out many more. Stick with me, let's see how many I get and how many I miss. Let's begin. But first, I guess I should do a quick origin of the Hulk. The Hulk was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, the two OGs of Marvel. First appeared in The Incredible Hulk in May 1962. The Hulk concept was based off of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde split personality. Dr. Banner received accidental exposure to gamma rays whilst trying to save Rick Jones's life during a test of an experimental weapon. Now, whenever Bruce is under pressure or emotional stress, Bruce transformations are triggered into the Incredible Hulk himself. So, let's kick this off. Let's get things going. We're going to start with, I guess, the original one seen in the comics and his soon to be changed alter ego, the Grey Hulk, or Joe Fixit. Okay, so originally in the first comic, the Hulk was grey. This changed to green later on. Um, I was always told that the Hulk was grey in the first comic because it was cheaper to colour for the comics. Also been told that they chose grey and then green because it didn't tie him down to any sort of ethnicity as a character. But basically after a while, the Grey Hulk became another persona of Bruce and the Hulk inside. He ended up naming himself Joe Fixit. This persona used to just come out at night time and was a mob enforcer in Las Vegas. Unlike the Green Hulk, Joe Fixit didn't get stronger when he got angry. However, he did possess a lot more intelligence than the Hulk Green persona. Next up, we've got Doc Green. So, there's a few smart Hulks. This one had the extremist virus put into Savage Hulk's brain by Tony Stark. Basically, you've got the Hulk with the basically as a hyper intelligent person, and that was Doc Green. Next up, another smart Hulk. There was Professor Hulk. This one was basically a merging of the two characters. So you basically had the Incredible Hulk, who believed he was Bruce Banner. So it's all Bruce Banner's thoughts and feelings in the Hulk's body. Next up, Mindless Hulk. Basically a devolved version of the Hulk. This version was more violent, more unpredictable, uh, more so than the Savage Hulk itself. Basically, this version of the Hulk, any sense of Bruce Banner inside had gone, and he could not be argued with. This is the one seen fighting the Avengers in the original comics. All right, we'll go Green Scar Hulk. Now, this one is popular now because of the World War Hulk, Planet Hulk storylines. Basically, when the Hulk was sent into space by the Illuminati, this is the version of the Hulk that took over in the body. Basically, the strength of the Hulk with enough brain power to survive and help him on the planet. Um, yeah, this is quite a cool version and probably the most common version of the Hulk you would see nowadays if you went through photos or story arcs. Um, Loved World War Hulk, loved Planet Hulk, so yeah, great character. Okay, we're going to switch to a different character for this one, Red Hulk. So, first Hulk, Red Hulk is Thaddeus Ross. First appeared in 2008. basically an intelligent adversary of the Hulk, and he was extremely violent. He can emit heat from his eyes. When he gets angrier, his heat rises rather than his strength, which is a difference there. But he can absorb gamma radiation. This version of the Hulk was pretty cool. Came out after the World War Hulk story arcs. Basically, with Bruce Banner locked away, a Red Hulk started to cause havoc around the world. Yeah, it was a good way to bring the Hulk back in as someone to fight. I quite liked how it took a long time to find out who the Hulk, Red Hulk was, and then it took the characters in the stories even longer to find out there, especially it being Thunderbolt Ross, who was so against Hulks, to become one. I thought was quite a cool story arc, and I guess we're going to go see him in the Thunderbolts movie coming out shortly. Next, we'll look at Maestro Hulk. Now, this is another version of the Hulk which has the Hulk strength and Bruce Banner's personality, brain, sorry. But this version of the Hulk is a bit more malevolent, and basically in a future where there's been a nuclear war, Bruce Banner's captured afterwards, and they kind of experiment on him. He escapes and finds himself in a world for 100 years in the future, decides he doesn't quite like it, and he will take over and become the new Maestro. Has a huge fight with Hercules, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this version of the Hulk basically took over and ruled the group of survivors. Lots of story arcs where he goes back in time, forward in time, and fights the original Hulk. Alright, next we'll look at Clone Hulk, or Nerd Hulk as he's also known, from Earth 1610. This version of the Hulk was cloned from Bruce Banner by Tony Stark's older brother Gregory. Yep, there's a Gregory Stark. Basically, this one retained Banner's hyper intellect and the Hulk's brute strength. However, as he was more Bruce Banner, he didn't have the rage that the Hulk had, meaning people like Steve Rogers could get the upper hand and beat him. They also had an interaction with the Red Skull and the Cosmic Cube, where the Hulk himself was scared of Red Skull with the Cosmic Cube, so he didn't have the... Yeah, he was basically a nerdy, scared version of the Hulk. Next Hulk is Scar, aka the Hulk's son from the World War Hulk Planet Hulk story arc. Came from the planet Sakaar. Yeah, after that planet blowing up, or his wife seemingly dying in an explosion, his son was still alive inside, fought its way out, came to Earth to get revenge, realised Hulk's a good friend, so yeah, now we have the Hulk and the Hulk's son. Next up, we have the Devil Hulk. Basically, the Devil Hulk is an alternative personality in Bruce Banner, personifying his resentment at the way he has been treated and sees the world, all his negative emotions and self-hatred. Now, the Devil Hulk is also one of the Hulk's enemies and is threatening to escape the confines of Bruce's mind and destroy the world that torments and abuses him. Next up, we have She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters, Bruce Banner's cousin, has an accident and needs a blood transfusion, so Bruce gives her some of his blood. Now, his blood also is affected by the Hulk gamma radiation, in turn giving Jennifer Walters She-Hulk powers. That's a very brief backstory on it. Yeah, so Jennifer Walters, one of the first few characters to break the fourth wall, was able to transform on and off in her home world. Didn't really turn into much of a savage like the Hulk, although in later story arcs she would. Alright, and let's see if I can get this one right. Hulk, so basically Hulk backwards. Another alter ego of the Hulk and Bruce Banner, associated with a devil and guilt Hulk, but another, separate entity. This is a very vicious, evil-minded beast version of hate. It's distinguished from other Hulk entities as it's got black skin, glowing red eyes, and covered in scars with spiky white hair. Okay, and probably one of the strongest Hulks, Worldbreaker Hulk. We see this one at the end of World War Hulk, where he is so angry, he just starts to destroy everything. This version of the Hulk He basically battered everyone on Earth in a revenge. Went toe to toe with the Century, destroyed Tony Stark. This was an incredible story. Okay, so Amadeus Cho. So yeah, scientists basically tried to cure Bruce Banner of the Hulk. In doing so, puts it into himself. Uh, at the time, I think this was one of these versions where they try to make the Hulk cool for young kids. And yeah, he transformed into the Hulk but had control over it. They were building towards him losing his control of the Hulk, but then Bruce Banner came back as the Hulk, and Amadeus Cho kind of got pushed to the side. Wasn't that much of a fan of the story, if honest. Next up, Red She-Hulk. This one is Betty Ross. Brought back to life by Murdoch, she underwent the same sort of treatment her father did to become the Red Hulk. She becomes the Red She-Hulk. Yeah, and basically is in the story arcs. Yeah, not, in my opinion, such a memorable character. Okay, next up, Old Man Hulk. This is the Hulk from the Old Man Logan story arc. This is near future where the villains had won. The Hulk is basically in charge of one section of America. He has kids with his cousins, so he's got a few inbred ones around. This one, yeah, eats Wolverine. Wolverine cuts himself out of him. Big, yeah, old, crazy Hulk. Bruce Banner seems to have the strength of the Hulk before transforming. So yeah, cool story. Okay, off to a future now. 2099 Hulk. In this reality, most of the superheroes are dead. A man by John Eisenhart is basically looking into the worshippers or the Knights of Banner who are trying to experiment with gamma rays to create a new Hulk. Long story short, he ends up getting blasted with them and becomes the 2099 Hulk. Yeah, cool story arc, these ones. They've got 2099 Spider-Man as well. This version of the Hulk is quite different looking, has long claws, long hair. Okay, and let's hope I get this one right as well. The Stalk. This was in the Amalgam comics where the Hulk and Solomon Grundy were crossed over, so Marvel and DC, and that's pretty much that character. I'm sure Solomon Grundy was very similar to the Hulk as well, so yeah, not too much changes there. Alright, Gladiator Hulk. So, Gladiator Hulk, yeah, after crashing on Sakaar, this is the version of the Hulk that was fighting in the arenas, all armoured up. Get a good look at him in the 4 movie. Gladiator Hulk. This version of the Hulk is the one that crash lands on Sakaar and is forced to fight in the arenas. Yeah, quite a cool version. He has that disc on him, so he doesn't have the full power of the Hulk that he would, so he has to learn to fight and adapt to survive. The Guilt Hulk, an alternative personality of Bruce Banner. The Guilt Hulk embodies all of Bruce Banner's guilt, shame, and regret existing in Bruce Banner's mind. This entity seeks to manifest and run amok on the real world. Um, Basically, he is a representation of Bruce Banner's abusive father, Brian Banner. Immortal Hulk, so basically a reimagining of the Devil Hulk, the alternate personality appearing in the comics from 2018, I believe, were created by Paul Jenkins and Ron Garney. And Savage Hulk. This is the Hulk, probably the original or most common one we see. Basically, as his anger grows, he loses touch with reality at the point the Hulk cannot be stopped. Virtually anything, and his strength increases the angrier he gets. Titan Hulk. So, Bruce Banner turns into Hulk when he gets angry. But who does the Hulk turn into when he gets angry? Well, that is the Titan Hulk. This version of the Hulk is larger, stronger, scarier, and is just known to cause destruction whenever he appears. He appears to have rock-like grey skin with cracks all over it, similar to the Thing, and a very monstrous appearance. he is one of the very few versions of the Hulk that does not have any hair. Blue Hulk. Basically what happens when Captain Universe is the Incredible Hulk. This version of the Hulk is possessed by the Unipower and is essentially a sentient manifestation of the whole universe inside of the Hulk. So basically giving the Hulk even more power than he needs, such as telekinesis. Okay, so Null Hulk or Hammer Hulk, basically one of the 7 mystical Warhammers is sent to Earth, and the Hulk is the one who picks this one up and becomes the Null Breaker of Worlds. Zombie Hulk, how to make Hulk scarier? Well, in the zombie universe, yeah, he becomes Zombie Hulk. Yeah, basically that's all you can really say about that one. I've never really read too much of the Marvel Zombies. That's a good one, Marvel Zombies. I'm going to refer to them as that from now on. Hulk, Horseman of War. Hulk became the War Horseman, one of Apocalypse's horsemen. In this version, he wasn't necessarily angry, he was more vindictive, basically beating and hurting anyone who would get in his way. In fact, this version of the Hulk was actually the first non-mutant to be honoured with the role of a horseman, because obviously Apocalypse considered humanity a blight, so to add the Hulk into that was pretty up there. The Infernal Hulk. This is a reality where Bruce Banner became the Sorcerer Supreme. He was separated from the Hulk and then banished to Hell, where he became the Infernal Hulk. This is where Bruce from 616 traveled to this universe with Spider-Man and Deadpool. The Infernal Hulk was able to get free from Hell, trading places with the Hulk persona for Earth 616 Banner, and he immediately went after Bruce, who was saved by Spider-Man and Deadpool together. Yeah, story. The Hulk from Marvel Ruins. So Ruins was an interesting story arc where basically the worst case scenario happened to all the heroes rather than proper origin story. So instead of transforming into the Hulk, Bruce was transforming into a giant tumor monster who was in immense pain. Not a fun version of the Hulk. Just a quick one. Spider-Hulk, basically an alternate universe where Spider-Man is the Hulk. The second Red Hulk, Robert L. Maverick, this version of the Red Hulk itself came from a Hulk plugin that transformed into Red Hulk for an hour, where he supports superhuman strength, stamina, durability, and supposedly the same level as the Hulk. He can leap great distances and is resistant to fire. Iron Hulk, this is basically another version of the Red Hulk with Iron Man armor. He knew he wasn't going to be able to defeat the Hulk himself, so he put this armor on to make himself slightly stronger. Didn't work. Alright, so that was most of the Hulks that I can come up with or think of off the top of my head. Let me know if I missed any of them out, and I did not go into too much detail on all these Hulks. It was just more covering basically as many as I could think of. Yeah, so definitely let me know if I missed any. Let me know which ones are your favourite, which stories are your favourite, and let's have some chats about the Hulk, because I think it needs its own trilogy. And yeah, bring back the Edward Norton version of the Hulk. That version looked cool and yeah, seemed pretty savage. If you liked the video, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.